Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you know who these people are, you've had a good childhood because you remember this show. I used to love watching this show. Today we're going to go over a couple of swing plays that'll make you anywhere from 10 to 20%. I'm going to go over entry points, exit points, and where to set your trailing stop loss. So guys, let's dive right on into it. Okay guys, so first one up, Golden Nugget Online Gaming, ticker symbol GNOG. So just to tell you, this is a longer term play for me, right? But on the waiting side of things, I'm like, I could make some money off of this every time it dips down to about the 13s, because I know it's going to pop back up eventually to the 14s, maybe 15s, maybe come back down again, then right back up until we decide to consistently make our move to that $20 level and stay there. So in my opinion right now would be a decent opportunity for a swing play. So here's what I'm doing. I'm not recommending that you do it, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So if you would like to follow along and test out any type of strategy, now wouldn't be a bad time in my opinion. So right now it's currently at 1282. So it is undervalued right now. So this is the RSI that I'm looking at. So it's telling me that it's a good deal based on the time frame and the history of the stock, right? So I'd buy here at 1282, buy some shares, and then basically what I would wait for it to do is pop back up to about that 1357, 1358 level. And I would then set my stop loss after it gets to about that point, and I would set my stop loss about 5% below that. So I would basically set it for whatever I'm paying for right here. So, and usually we're going to wait for some type of confirmation. So like if you see over here, we have a buy signal, and then we have a confirmation candle that closes above that green EMA line. That's a good sign of price strength, right? So the only time I won't wait for one of those is if I see that it's in undervalued territory and I know that I might have some room for upside once it starts acting right. So I say 1282, and don't buy a whole lot of shares. Maybe buy just a couple just to test the theory out, 2 or 3 shares, okay, just to see if it'll work. And no, you're not going to make a whole lot of money on it, but you're just testing out the strategy and seeing if you can be successful at a swing trade. So again, once it gets to about 1357, then set a 5% trailing stop loss. And if it busts through that 1357 and it can get to like 1450 or 15 bucks, then go ahead and cash out and take your profits on that end. Or if you want to see how high it'll go and ride it, then it'll eventually probably bounce you out on your trailing stop loss. But that's what I'm going to do right here, is I'm going to continue to swing this play until we consistently get that upward trend, and I'll just keep adding to my portfolio. Okay, and depending on how much of a percentage you want to make, figure it out this way. So let's say the price per share of 1282, and let's say I want to make about 15%. So that's $1.90 increase from where I'm at now. So I should be looking to sell at 1472. Should be my take profit if I want to make about 15% on this swing. Okay guys, next one up, CLNE. This is Clean Energy Fuels Corporation. And if I'm looking at the RSI, it has a tendency to go down and get close to undervalued and then pop back up, okay? And then every time it does that, it gets close to or in overvalued territory. So as you see here, close to undervalued, pops up, close to undervalued, pops up, and you just kind of consistently see that pattern over and over and over. This is the only spot here and here where it barely touched undervalued, and it pops right back up, okay? So something to consider is it did cross underneath that SMA line, all right, and it broke the support of 1306, so it actually might go a little bit lower and get into undervalued. But if history repeats itself, it's not going to stay very long in undervalued, okay? So let's say, currently it's at 1278. Let's say it goes a little bit lower, and let's say it gets all the way down to about the 12. So okay, that's going to be super, super undervalued, and would create a good buying opportunity for you. So really, even right here might not be a bad opportunity to buy. Or in my opinion, though, I'm going to wait a little bit longer and see if it gets just a little bit lower, and then try to get in at 1240 or a little bit lower than that, and then I'll set a stop loss for like $12. Okay, just in case for some reason it starts crashing down hard. All right, I'll give myself a little bit of room, and I'll let it bounce back up to about the $13.50 to $14 mark. But on these type of plays, guys, you want to set your stop loss, okay? Because obviously this is not a good sign that we broke trend. Okay, we broke trend, and we're going to the downside. We broke support, so we have more room for downside. But even on a downtrend, you're going to have these occasional spikes in upward momentum, and that's what we're looking for on these little quick 10 to 20% plays. Alright guys, that's all I got for you this morning. I hope you have a great day in the markets and overall just in general. Keep an eye on GNUS, and let's see what happens on their PR. I am setting a stop loss for basically what I paid for the stock. I'm going to do a 5% trailing stop loss just in case the PR is not what we expected, because if it's not, it's going to fall back down. And in that case, if it does fall back down to the $2 level or below, just, in case the news is some type of dud, then I'll be looking to recreate my position at a lower price point and ride it back up. So other than that, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.